Hey guys, Andy here with VSiN, getting you set for Wednesday's NHL action. Another great night of hockey on Tuesday. It all got started with the Boston Bruins and the Tampa Bay Lightning. Those two teams skated to an overtime decision. We'll talk about that in just a little bit because they'll play again in a back-to-back situation on Wednesday. But first, there's a matinee, and it's between the Philadelphia Flyers and the New York Islanders. So let's talk a little bit about that matchup, which is game number 2 in that series. Now, in game number 1, I was really close to getting behind the Flyers at minus 110, but I just couldn't find enough of that number to make it worthwhile for myself. Now, here we see minus 110 roughly across the board, and even some minus 105s in some faraway places. So I'll likely be back looking to get in on the Flyers here in game 2. In game number 1, they did not come out strong. The Islanders played a really good first period, took a 1-0 lead into the first intermission. The Flyers came back and they pushed in the second period, but the story of this game was the Flyers winning the shot attempt battle, the Islanders winning the quality battle. The expected goals for percentage was about 57% in the Isles' favor at 5-on-5. And that's just not going to cut it if you're the Flyers. It's a lot similar to what we saw in their series versus the Montreal Canadiens. They were getting outworked and outchanced, so they're really going to have to pick it up in game 2. I'll give them another chance if I can get enough of this line at minus 110 and even minus 105. I think that's a pretty good price, but if things continue, especially into this game, it's going to be really tough to back that team at this price going forward against this Islanders team that we know is going to put forth a really good effort every single night. Next up, it's the Boston Bruins and the Tampa Bay Lightning. The Lightning got the 4-3 win in overtime in game number 2. A pretty good showing from the Lightning. They owned about a 60% share of the shot attempts in the game. But as far as expected goals goes, that was actually neck and neck throughout the entire game. So Boston was getting the better of the quality. Now Tampa did pull away a little bit at the end before Boston was able to score that tying goal and send it to overtime. But like I said, the Bruins are able to raise the level of their play to match their opponents if need be. But we'll probably see this one tighten up again. Boston's going to wake up a little bit, for lack of a better terms. They played a really patient game in game number 2, probably sat back a little bit too much, but this is going to be a close series. I've got a pre-flop series bet on the Boston Bruins at plus 100 and plus 105. In game number 3, because Boston is the home team and head coach Bruce Cassidy will be able to get the Bergeron line, the perfection line, out against some lesser competition possibly, I like Boston at minus 110 or better. I don't anticipate seeing value, but I make them roughly minus 117 on the money line. So Bruins minus 110 or better in game number 3 on Wednesday. Last but not least, let's talk about the team that's been making me look pretty stupid these last couple of games, the Colorado Avalanche. They're facing an 0-3 series deficit against this Dallas Stars team that's really started scoring goals at a high rate. But it's a story, in my opinion, and by my estimation, of one team that's getting a lot of bounces and another team that isn't. And I like Colorado here at minus 140 or better. I like them a lot more at minus 135 or better, and there are some minus 135, some rogue minus 135s out there in faraway places, but at minus 140, I'm still okay backing the Avalanche. However, I do think there's some value here in the Avalanche's adjusted series price at plus 240. That implies about a 29% chance. By my estimation, they'll come back and win this series about 33% of the time. My fair line for this series now, as things stand, is plus 200. Minus 200 in favor of the Dallas Stars. So some value on the Avalanche at plus 240. But that's it for me. Catch me on a numbers game on Wednesday morning with Gil Alexander. Enjoy the hockey action and gamble responsibly.